welcome to another Museum Minute here at the U.S. Army Women's Museum. My name is Jimmy Price. I'm the Director of Education here at the museum. And today we're going to continue to look at VE Day, the end of the war in Europe during World War II, by looking at some artifacts that pertain to the only African-American Women's Army Corps unit that deployed overseas during the war, and their famous commander, Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams. So the job of the 68th 88th Central Postal Delivery Battalion was to sort and deliver mail. Now, due to the Army's discriminatory policies during World War II, they were told initially that they would not be allowed to serve overseas. However, there was a need for them to deploy to the European theater due to a tremendous backlog of mail that developed after the breakout from Normandy during the summer of 1944. So for that reason, about 800 members of the 68th 88th were deployed. They arrived in early 1945 to deal with this backlog. Now, this backlog was about 7 million pieces of mail. So what they did was they worked for 24 hours a day. They actually worked during 3 different 8-hour shifts to make sure that this backlog was dealt with. So you see the unit here, they're actually being reviewed by their commander, Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams. One of our most prized possessions here at the museum is actually her uniform coat, which you see right here next to me. This is the actual coat that she's wearing in this famous photograph of the 68th 88th. So by VE Day, on May 8th, 1945, the 68th 88th had successfully dealt with this backlog of mail. And by the time of the celebration, they were actually in France. And they would actually stay in France through late 1945 to continue to deal with the mail for the U.S. forces there. And Lieutenant Colonel Charity Adams actually became the first African-American woman in Army history to attain the rank of Lieutenant Colonel for her service with the 68th 88th.